Lying, scamming $15,000, stealing employees, and threats of a lawsuit. What, are we robbing a bank? Is this national treasure? No, it's a Minecraft YouTuber. Of course
Let's
it is.
go.
Now, the last commentator that went
Minecraft.
after a Minecraft empire ended up losing his career, so we'll try to avoid that today. That's why I don't play Minecraft. Legos, that's for children. I play strategy games, RPGs, things that test my mind.
StarCraft.
Like Raid, Shadow Legends. The best mobile game of 2021. Raid has over 600 champions.
I actually didn't know that was going to be an ad.
If you're trying to burn some time, like in a do is my link in the shard. All in this video. So where were we? $15,000 being stolen. The Minecraft YouTuber ending careers. Is it Tuesday
Guardian,
already?
Ferret,
Now I want to preface
Nox,
this by
and
saying that
Gibson
everyone
C9.
partaking in this story is pretty new to what they do. You have a YouTuber who just started pushing his brand across multiple channels. You have a guy running a startup editing.
Holy shit, wait, how many channels does this guy have? Holy fuck. Dude's got 7 channels in total? Oh my god. That is a Sigma grind set. What differentiates SocksFor1 from 2 and 3? What do they do differently? I don't know the Minecraft community super well. Let me see. So SocksFor1,
Let me cut.
Minecraft, but you mine the void. So standard Minecraft. SocksFor2.
Your shoes are
Minecraft, but the sun melts. Okay. And then what was the other one? SocksFor3. Oh, Roblox. Oh my god, he went to the dark side. The Roblox stock market. Jesus Christ. Oh no, I see. He's trying to keep that one under wraps. This man's putting his cock in every possible honeypot here. Minecraft, Roblox, Reacts. What was the other one? Shorts. What studios? Oh my god, animation. Damn, that's on the grind.
Who just started pushing his brand across multiple channels. You have a guy running a startup editing business, and editors who are inexperienced to the trade. There's criticism that could go all around, but there's only one guy who's outright stealing. The main villain of this story is SocksFor1, a Minecraft YouTuber with over 4 million subscribers. He's trying to get a Mr. Beast thing going, where he's spreading out his brand as much as possible. And with that, you need a lot of editors. In comes Artful. He's running a small startup business, similar to a talent agency. He's a middleman, essentially. He finds YouTubers, negotiates rates, and splits off a portion with the editors, who he provides work for.
Pretty smart.
I've actually worked as an editor for a lot of talent agencies over the years, and I will say getting started as an editor on YouTube is pretty hard. When you first start as an editor,
It's also not worth it. A lot of YouTubers have a massive ego and are super awful to work with.
In return, you get something to put on your resume. View it as an internship. Some suck, some are alright, but you usually don't stay for long. Now that we know the players, let's get to the heist. As we discussed, Socks has a lot of channels, but you'll notice that most of them really started to pick up in October and November of 2021. This is important because this is when SocksFor1 decided to work with Artful to grow his channels. The deal worked out was $200 per Gen V video, which is like some weird VTuber thing Socks does. What the fuck? And up to $400 for SocksFor1 videos. Artful is then turning around and paying his editors $60 to $120 based on the agreed upon rate, taking anywhere between 40 and 85% of the profits, with the industry standard usually being about a 50-50 split. Is Artful taking a lot here? Yes, and don't worry, we'll criticize him for that later. But remember, this is an entry-level job. This is something for you to put on your resume. October was the first month Artful worked with Socks, and all went well. You can see that views went up across the board, videos were coming in on time. The only hiccup was Socks somehow accidentally charging back $1,500, which left Artful paying for his editors out of pocket. Socks did eventually fix this though. November is when shit really started to hit the fan, as Socks had loads of videos made for him, tallying up his bill to over $15,000. Now with that bill came the best month Socks has had in quite some time, so fair enough. But one problem, Socks wasn't gonna pay it. Instead, he came up with a scheme. Socks' manager got in contact with one of Artful's editors, saying that if Artful wasn't paying him a minimum of $200, he was getting ripped off. He then had another editor message the others that Artful was scamming them.
I will say though, if I'm understanding correctly, Artful just finds the editors, then gets them a job with Socks, and then takes 80% up to 80% of the commission. I think the middleman here is at fault. Because the editor could just directly work with the YouTuber to get that rate. Right? So what was he charging? Like $400 for a Socks video, and he takes 80%? That means the editor is getting pennies. Getting literal peanuts. When the editor could have just gone to Socks and gotten 200. The full 200 or whatever. I don't really see the point of a middleman. It's smart from a business perspective, I guess, because a lot of editors are like young kids. well, kids is exaggerating. They're like 16 to 18-year-olds, like straight out of high school. So they probably don't know how to break into the industry. So it's super smart to be that middleman for them. But man, that's fucked up. Yeah, could just work directly with them. Thanks to the gift sub Jatastic and the resub Fox Commander and the Bits Frog.
And to go work for Socks for $200, and they did, stealing all of Artful's employees. Follow me here, because this is a lot of numbers. Socks, when working with Artful, was paying up to $400 a video. Socks, now working with these stolen editors, is only paying up to $200 a video.
But the editor gets the full
having his
number.
$15,000 bill and giving him an entire team of editors to work with. Something I haven't talked about is the legal papers Socks tried having Artful sign. One was a contract stating that Artful could only make videos for Socks on YouTube. Artful, of course, turned that down because he runs an editing agency. It doesn't make any sense if he only works with one YouTuber. And if you're one of Socks' new editors, I wouldn't sign it either. There's a lot better deals to have out there, trust me. The second paper was an NDA that stated Artful would not be able to talk about information discussed behind the scenes. This was sent by Socks saying, "Also, boss man, I need you to sign this ASAP. It states that you can't use the footage/information I give you to hurt my brand in any way. I also need proof of your real ID or passport so I know it's you." Artful signed it without even reading it, not realizing that if he took any business discussions public, like, I don't know, not getting paid the $15,000 he's owed, Socks could now sue him for breaking the NDA. He's gonna try and take everything from you, like you talk to a lawyer and he can totally do it though?
He can totally do it. He will pay about $20,000, $10,000 to sue someone from a different country. But he basically can't put me in jail. That's good. I'll have to pay about $15,000 to afford a lawyer in that city on that, right? So I can't defend myself.
Socks makes it very clear in his last message to Artful saying, "If you decide to take this public, slander me, or do anything to hurt my brands, I will expose all the DMs of your fraud group and tell your other clients. I will also take legal action if necessary."
What am I misunderstanding? What has deteriorated here? How could Socks potentially go after Artful in general? There's something I'm not understanding. So he signed a contract that he can't hurt Socks' brand in any way. And I'm assuming Artful did somehow do that? So is that it? Because of the breach of the NDA? Okay. Interesting. All right. I just got a little hung up there. I thought it was something like deeper. But yeah, so basically NDA dispute.
So why doesn't Artful just sue him? Well, for the same reasons. He's owed $15,000. Suing Socks would cost a minimum of $20,000 since they live in different countries. It doesn't make any sense. I think I'd be doing all of you a disservice if I didn't read this whole goodbye message from Socks, because almost all of it is wrong. "Hello, Artful. I will no longer be working with you starting today. It has come to my attention from your editors that you have been severely underpaying them per video. I have screenshot proof that you've been paying your editors $80 USD when I've been paying you $200 USD. You've been taking $120. The rates were agreed upon by him and his editors. Of course he's going to take the rest of the money. That's business. It literally reminds me of when Leafy got canceled for paying Nick Cash $20. It's like, at least he paid him." Socks then says, "You lie to me directly in calls how much you've been paying your editors and how much you've been making. And yet you were telling me you needed more."
So this is a little, I think this is a little foul play on both sides. So he's taking more than the editors for doing none of the work. He is just a middleman. He is a literal Twitter bridge for the editors, and yet he's making the lion's share of the profits. Like, I definitely do think that's scummy. There's no reason, and this is, I guess, a lesson to anyone out there. There's no reason why your agent or your middleman or whatever agency you're using should be making more money than you are as the talent. There's no world where that should ever be the case. So I also, of course, I don't agree with Socks at this either. But this whole scheme here where for some reason the guy who's just sending DMs to YouTubers is making a lot more than the editors that are doing the work is also fucked up. It's always 15 to 35% max. I've never seen it go to 35% other than some really scummy agencies. Like some really alarmingly awful agencies.
Artful told me that this simply wasn't true, so I reached out to Socks to see if he had any proof of this. Socks told me he'd make a second Twitter video clarifying everything. It never came out. When I asked Socks what was going on and if we could still talk, he ghosted me. When I tried to reach out to his editors to see if I could get a statement from them, they ghosted me too, making me wonder if they also had to sign NDAs. In fact, the only guy I could get in contact with was Socks' manager. He's the guy that tracked down Artful's editors and paid them all. When I talked to him, there's a whole new set of allegations that I haven't even heard of yet. So you're Socks' manager, right?
I'm a manager, yes.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
So what am I missing here? Because I've seen an awful lot of receipts.
J-Boy.
Artful was taking like a month and a half, sometimes up to 2 months to pay these guys. Wasn't paying them at all. Once this all this came to light, we were discussing.
Did he just wake up?
That's when Socks started to decide. Okay,
get some coffee or something, man.
What's going on first? He wasn't paying reviewers. He wasn't paying editors.
Oh, so he wasn't paying people at all. Well, that's completely different, but it's also not true. When I asked for proof that one of the editors wasn't paid, this is what he sent me. The dates of the videos that were made that went unpaid. And what do you know? They're all videos from November and December. Of course he didn't pay his editors for those videos. You guys haven't paid him. It's like no shit.
This was a guy who edited.
Oh.
Let's see.
Thanks to Tier 1 Michael. And the resub Melbrov.
9 videos and never got paid.
Sleep well, bud.
He sent us this list.
And who are these videos for? Are these for Socks or who?
For us and like people we work with.
Okay, and these are all during the 11th. Did you guys pay him did you guys pay him for November?
Did we pay who? Artful?
Art.
That's again, I don't know how much Socks paid him. I just
you
know
get what I'm, how can he pay these guys if you guys don't pay him?
Yeah, of
you
course.
You get what I'm saying, man? This is insane.
I get that. I understand that, but I don't know.
This is a good manager.
How much was paid?
Yeah,
I don't know if he paid him. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Nothing was paid.
I'm a manager.
I'm
I don't do anything.
Usually records phone calls, but I'm talking to a bunch of liars and scammers. If they're willing to try and pull this bullshit on me, what are they saying to Artful's other clients behind the scenes? Sorry for going off on a bit of a tangent. Let's get back to Socks' goodbye message. He then says you haven't been reviewing videos. You take our feedback and copy paste it back to the editors. This again is only half true. An editor makes the video, Artful then reviews it. The newly reviewed video gets sent to SocksFor1's manager for a final review, which is then copy and pasted back to the editor before it is finally uploaded. It makes sense. We have been training your editors out of our own time when that should have been your job. What? Why? Why even do that? Just let Artful know. I'm sure he would handle it for you. I will happily pay the editors for the work they have done if they come directly through me or our team. And we would pay the right price. The right price being $200, which is half of what he's supposed to pay Artful. That's how he's justifying this scam. If you decide to take this public, slander me, or do anything...
can someone just do this for me because I don't feel like doing it myself. What's 400, 80% of 400? I don't know why I can't do like simple calculations in my head. I need to fucking go back to middle school, I guess. I literally cannot do it in my head. What is 80% of 400? $320. So if he is truly taking $320 of the 400, then it is still a much better deal to work directly with Socks here. If that claim is true about Artful and his agency taking anywhere from 40 to 80% of the deals that they get their editors, it is still favorable for them to just directly work with this guy, even if he's a giant asshole or whatever. They are still making more money doing that. So even though he's paying half of what he'd be paying to Artful, the editors, who are the ones that deserve the higher price, are getting more money.
brands, I will expose the DMs of the fraud of your group and tell your other clients. I will also take legal action if necessary. Isn't this blackmail? I mean, look how many threats are in this one line. If you take this public, slander me. Take what public? The fact that you stole 15 grand? Well, that's one threat. I will expose all the DMs of the fraud of your group. Expose what? How much he pays people? That's 2 threats. Tell your other clients. He's threatening to ruin his business. And I'll take legal action if necessary. That's
that's like a full-blown anime villain there.
Threats of ruining a guy's life coming from a Minecraft YouTuber. This guy makes videos for children. Why is he such an asshole? Now, a lot of these complaints from Socks can be explained away as I've already shown. So I asked Artful if he tried explaining to Socks why things were the way they were, and maybe Socks would understand him. He said he tried, but he couldn't because Socks immediately blocked him after sending this message.
What did you say to him after he said, like, hey, I'm not going to be working with you starting today? Like, did he tell you he wasn't going to pay you?
No, he just started reaching out to the editors. He didn't pay me. He blocked me on Discord and followed me on Twitter. Hey,
Editors should do 1 to 2 videos with agency and then message the YouTuber directly so they have already seen the quality of their work. I think the optimal way is Twitter. You know how Mr. Beast got his editors? Like, great fucking editors. You know how he got them? Like Carl? Fucking Twitter. Mr. Beast put out like a tweet saying, hey, I need editors for this thing. Some editors replied. Jimmy went through them, and he found them. Works directly with the editors. The editors get the money, not some agency that doesn't do anything besides just send DMs. I think an editor agency, smart from a business perspective, because there's so many people that want to edit for YouTubers, but I think it's overall like a pretty scummy practice, especially at 40 to 80% of the revenue going to the agency, if that is accurate. Again, don't know if it is or not, but I still don't think it's necessary when Twitter connects the editors directly to the YouTubers. You see it all the time. I think, I could be misremembering who it was, but I think even Leon Lush not too long ago said, hey, I needed like a new editor for something. So he made a tweet about it. That's how you find the editors. Like, because there's so many people and they're all locked in on Twitter. Fucking FaZe did like the whole thing for an editor. Again, they work directly with the editor, not like a agency middleman in between.
Give me...
Socks chose to go through the agency though. No, I get that. I'm saying like for editors, it is much better to not go through an agency. Like, I don't see why you would need that unless you're trying to fucking edit for, I don't know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's YouTube channel. And in that case, you've already have no shot. But just like some fucking, you know, cock in hand YouTuber who's like already always on Twitter anyway, like just fucking post a tweet or just wait for them to post a tweet asking for editors. It happens all the time. Literally all the time.
My money. Hello.
Thanks for some Cheeto.
This is crazy. I mean, you can't make this up. It's hilariously evil. But we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen, because this heist has a whole nother chapter. Artful at this point has no editors, his other clients are being told to leave him, and he's down 15 grand. At a certain point, he must have realized that if he gets sued, what can he lose? He doesn't have anything anymore. So he went public, making several videos exposing what Socks has done to him. One problem though, Artful has 26,000 subscribers, and Socks has 4 million. So all he has to do to defend himself is tell half-truths, lie, make one Twitter video responding.
Hello, my name is Nicholas, and I'm going to be defending myself probably against the biggest scammer in the world. I'm responding now because he's threatening me.
You gotta love how this guy immediately plays victim after showing a completely valid DM from Artful. I've secured my connection with a big drama channel, and they're gonna expose me. Yeah, Jesus. I guess that's a threat, but it's completely valid. I mean, what other choice have you left them? Send me all my money. You should. Compensate for the damages you've done to my company. You should. Compensate for the damage you've done between me and my clients. You should.
And I literally have nothing to hide, and he's trying to manipulate the whole situation, so I'm just gonna send all the proof.
The proof, remember that for me.
First of all, this is like the cringiest video I've ever watched. He photoshopped his face to look like he's crying in the thumbnail. I'm gonna link it down below. It's like a comedy.
That's good. That's a good thumbnail. What are you talking about?
First point.
The issue he's bringing up is that I did not pay him.
But I didn't see a red circle, so.
The reason I am not paying him for this month of work is because he's completely scamming his editors.
Can you believe this guy just admits that he owes Artful all this money? Like, he doesn't deny it. He just tries to justify it.
I am paying 300 USD per video, and he is paying them $80. He's
again, yeah, that's pretty fucked up if that's true.
For doing absolutely nothing.
I hate how this is getting pitched as a scam. It's so manipulative. If the editor agrees that the value of his work is $80, why would I pay him more than $80?
Well, to that point, and I do like Willie, to that point, you're just taking advantage of someone being naive. Not all of these people, as mentioned, they're beginners. Not all of them know what the quality of their work is worth. And even still in that case, why would I pay them more? Why do you take more? You're charging more, and you're making more than the editor who's doing the work. So even still, that's a problem. Like, it's still at its core an issue. You are selling an $80 service for $300, and you're making most of that money.
Who goes to the store and pays more money than what's on the price tag? Nobody. You agree to the price. That's what it is.
He says he sends feedback, reviews the videos, but no, I'm doing that. He actually paid other people to do that for super cheap, and he would just copy and paste that and send it to them.
Well, if you didn't block Artful, you would know that there's 2 steps to the review process. One is him or someone else he deems qualified reviewing the video. Then when they think it's good, the video gets sent to you or your manager for any final changes. For example, here's Artful's review. The corrections are about edits, sound effects, music. In Socks' reviews, he has some specific changes, but overall he says the edits are good. Here's a typical review from Socks' manager.
God, that is so much. It must be a fucking nightmare to edit for a Minecraft YouTuber. Holy shit. Look at this one. Remove the blowjob meme. Chibi's model has the likeness of a child. It's just inappropriate and weird. She doesn't like to be looted either. Cut right to 204. What the fuck happened here? Oh my lord. He's even like correcting grammar from the video. Like take out certain things. Supply to supplied. Points porn. What? The fuck is that? What kind of fucking Minecraft video was this?
Small corrections, mostly focused around errors with subtitles. Why? Because for Artful and most of his editors, English is their second language. But guys, this isn't just Socks being ignorant of the review process. He knows how this works. Because in the same video, one of the editors he messaged explains that to him. He gives me feedback that I do until he's happy with it. Then he sends it off to the client. Minecraft YouTubers, ladies and gentlemen, lying and manipulating for as long as they could get away with it.
But I just can't get through this video. He's like putting text throughout the video. Wait till you see what SocksFor1 does next. This is only the start. Is this the Doorman video? What happens next is shocking.
Again, this isn't proof of anything. This is just Socks trying to discredit Artful by making fun of him. He thinks if he sits there and calls him cringe and laughs, his audience won't realize that he just ruined this dude's life.
If I were to pay him his money, which is about $13,000, if not more, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but we have already paid half of his editors directly, and we're trying to look for the other editors to pay him directly.
So for one last time, let's do some math here. Socks owes Artful $13,000, honestly more like 15, but he said 13, so let's roll with it. With video prices ranging from $200 to $400. Socks is paying the editors only $200, dramatically cutting down his bill. Not only that, but he says he's only paid about half the editors so far.
That was a little disingenuous of the framing. You said only paying the editors $200, but that's more than they made with the agency through Artful. With Artful, the editors were only making $80 while being charged up to $400. So the editors came out on top in this deal here. That's framed incorrectly. The editors were not the victims here. The editors actually benefited more from Socks than Artful. There's no heroes in this story. I think Socks is a fucking douchebag here, and I think the whole agency here for editors is a very corrupt industry. No agency worth its salt, no agency in general, should ever ask for 40% minimum up to 80% of the profit. That's outrageous. That's absolutely fucking outrageous. I've never even heard of that before. Even from one of, like, more of the most corrupt, like, agencies, I've never heard of something that high. That seems like taking advantage of young people that don't know their worth. So, again, I don't think there's anyone good here in this story. That's not the fucking point, though. How is that not the point? It's still a problem here. Socks agreed to pay Artful these prices, and then he ended up not paying them. Socks sucks. Artful owns a business where he takes up to 80% of the work his editors do. So the editors only make $80 while he's making up to $320 on some of the projects. That sucks. It's as simple as that. What Artful does is significantly less work than what the editors do. There's no world where he should be making more than them.
So far,
we have already paid half of his editors directly, and we're trying to look for the other editors to pay him directly.
I don't believe for a minute he's doing this out of goodwill. He's trying to get out of a bill. He ends the video by coming through on his promise and telling everybody to no longer work with Artful.
So I'm making this video. Don't work for him. Don't get in contact with him.
And this worked. Artful's other clients have left him.
Bro, you keep... I see that you're here defending Artful, and I get it to a certain extent. But I'm not somehow making Socks look like a good guy. I think Socks sucks. Again, he did agree to this deal, for sure. He should pay the deal as advertised, but it's still a bad deal for the editors. At the end of all of this, the editors were the ones that were most victimized from this transaction. They benefited more when Socks reached out to them directly and paid them $200. That was already $120 more than they were making through that agency. Socks and Artful are both in the wrong for this. Oh, well, not... I guess Artful's not in the wrong for the situation. I think his business is very wrong. He's taking advantage of obviously young editors that don't know what their work is worth and don't realize that their agent shouldn't be making significantly more money off of their deals than they are.
Some of them following in Sock's shoes and not paying them what they were supposed to. One guy
it shouldn't be okay to exploit people like that.
He literally said, "I'm not going to scam you like Socks." Red Shell responds with, "Lol, you want me to scam you like Socks?" Very funny, but luckily this story doesn't have a totally helpless ending. Yesterday, Socks messaged me showing that he paid Artful $13,000. It was less of a "I'm sorry for being a fuck-up" payment and more of a "please make this go away" payment, but he paid either way. He says, "Hey man, Happy New Year. I just watched Artful's video and honestly, he brings up the same points he did in his first video, and I've already said my side of the story. That being said, I fully back what I said and showed the evidence to prove it. However, out of good faith, I've decided to send Artful $13K. I'm going to use a word that some people might find problematic, but for special occasions like this, we have to bust it out. This guy's retarded. He bought a product, uploaded the product, and profited off the product. And when the time came for him to pay, he just said no. It's like me going to a restaurant, sitting down, eating all the food, and then when I have to pay, I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna.
Dine and dash, baby.
Waiter, but that's it. And then finally, when the cops come to arrest me, I'm just like, you know what? I will pay for my meal, but only out of good faith. Look, in the end, Socks did end up paying him. There's got to be something said for that. But you can't say it was in good faith. That's probably the most spiteful $13,000 ever sent. He also says he paid all of his editors already. So the 13 grand is all to Artful. He also clarifies that none of the editors are under contract, which is good to hear. Now, I think the 13 grand on top of paying all the editors probably covers what he owes, but it doesn't cover the damage done to Artful's brand. He lost clients, his reputation is ruined, and he no longer has a staff. The dude's still in a bad spot. So I want to end this video by giving some genuine advice to all three groups, because I think everyone can learn something from this. First to the editors, because I used to be one of you. I did the exact same thing you guys are doing now. If you are new to this medium and have no experience, you might have to work for very little or for free just to get something to put in your portfolio. I know it sucks, but that's just how freelancing works. If you already have experience and think you are more than qualified, figure out a minimum rate for yourself.
That doesn't mean you have to willingly let yourself be exploited. There is no agency, reputable agency, that will ever take 40 to 80%. Ever. Just because you might be new, you might be freelance, doesn't mean that you should willingly let yourself get fucked in the ass like that.
And always ask above it, knowing they'll negotiate down. Are you working for an agency like the one Artful runs? Agencies that hire primarily inexperienced people tend to pay 40 to 50% splits on videos. Agencies that want to keep certain guys around that require a lot of experience or work very quickly will pay as high as 70%. I understand that a lot of YouTube editors are self-taught, some are still in high school, so they never learn the business side of things that you'd learn at college. Remember, it's just as important as the edits you make. You aren't getting ripped off if you agree to the price. Figure out your value. Because agencies, YouTubers, will take you for as cheap as you offer. To Artful, if you're running a company and you have a lot of freelance employees, be upfront about the position being for experience if you won't pay them well. If you have guys you really like, pay them higher rates. Because no employee owes you loyalty, especially at $60, $120 on the high end.
So then all of these figures are correct. This comes from Artful directly. So the editors were making between $60 to $120 on the highest end, meanwhile charging the service for up to $400. You see why that would be a problem? Very scummy.
$60, $120 on the high end? I don't blame them for leaving you to get paid more. That's literally the point of freelance. And finally to Socks. If you agree on the price of a product and then use the product, you have to pay for the product. Kindergartners know this. You shouldn't be dumber than the average age of your audience. Also, editing agencies will never disclose the price they're paying their editors to the client. Otherwise, it just leads to the client stealing the editors so they pay cheaper rates. And oh look, that's exactly what happened here. Most agencies will have clients sign contracts so they can't do that, but luckily for Socks, Artful's pretty inexperienced still. That'll be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the New Year's heist. Follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up with me, the #1 tea channel. And as always, shout out to the Patreon homies.
That was definitely pretty interesting, more so than I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be some like lame in-game Minecraft giveaway. That was good. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that looks good in that situation at all. Though I think that may serve as an important lesson to any like up-and-coming like editors or something, maybe. Exit Prime, badonkadonk. Yeah, I saw that, Sully. That was fucking weird. Thank you to huge bits though, man. God damn. But yeah, I saw that on Twitter earlier. That was really weird. All right, I'm gonna fill up my water real quick and take a pee-pee. I'll be right back.